proper decorum and respect for today's event, we ask that you abide by the following standards. First, you will be asked to stand for the playing of the national anthem and remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respect to the flag during the national anthem and as it passes during the review. Military members in uniform should stand at attention and render a salute. Civilians should stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. After the last note of the national anthem and after the flags have passed, you may then return your hand to your side. As the flights pass in review, applause is appropriate, but please limit that applause so that others may hear the narration of the names and hometowns of the airmen leading each flight. For the safety and comfort of those around you, we ask that you remain in place until our distinguished guests have left the reviewing stand and you depart the area. We also ask that all cell phones and electronic devices be silenced at this time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Kyle Mullen, and on behalf of Colonel George Tomby and the men and women of the 81st Training Group, welcome to today's parade. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our official party for tonight's parade includes Commander, 81st Training Group, Colonel George Tomby, accompanied by his wife Rita and daughter Krista. The Superintendent, Military Training, 81st Training Group, Master Sergeant Corey Lockhart. We would like to welcome these distinguished guests joining us this evening. From the office of Senator Thad Cochran, Mr. Wynn Ellington. From the office of Congressman Stephen Palazzo, Ms. Noelle Ballard. The Commander, 81st Training Wing, Brigadier General Patrick Higbee, and the Command Chief Master Sergeant Farrell Thomas. The Commander, 81st Medical Group, Colonel Thomas Harrell, accompanied by his wife Carice, and the Superintendent, Chief Master Sergeant Michael Wood, accompanied by his wife Angela. The 81st Training Group Honorary Commander, Miss Adele Lyons, the Deputy Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey McLemore, accompanied by his wife Jo and family, and the Superintendent, Chief Master Sergeant Rob Winters, accompanied by his wife Teresa. We also extend a warm welcome to the leadership team of the 81st Training Group, Training Squadron Commanders, Honorary Commanders, Community Partners, and Friends, as well as Commanders, Chief Master Sergeants, and First Sergeants. We appreciate your presence and camaraderie on this special occasion, and thank you for being with us this evening. The Commander of Troops is Airman First Class Oscar Tejas. His staff includes Airman First Class Joshua Wilhite, Staff Officer, and Airman First Class Kevin Berg, Wing Adjutant. The group commanders are A Group Commander, Airman First Class Jacob Kono, 334th Training Squadron. B Group Commander, Airman First Class Kelvin Shevchek, 335th Training Squadron. C Group Commander, Airman First Class Anna Ahumada, 336th Training Squadron. And the D Group Commander, Airman First Class Timothy Bryant, 338th Training Squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of our national anthem by Keesler's very own Blue Knight Drum and Bugle Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, 81st Training Group, Colonel George Tomby.
First of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you to Mr. Ellington, Ms. Ballard, General Higby, Chief Thomas, fellow commanders, Dell Lyons, who's a great friend of the training group and a great friend of the training wing. But most of all, I want to say thank you to all the MTOs, MTLs, and my amazing airmen who worked so hard to put this all together. Every time I see you guys, it just brings tears to my eyes. And I thank you for all the hard work I know that went into preparing for today. As many of you may know, some of you may not, April is full of awarenesses this month. We have child abuse awareness, sexual assault awareness, alcohol awareness, and Month of the Military Child. Well, we focus on a lot of problems. And in the military, we know that we have issues that we have to deal with. And you've heard me say this before, that often these issues, these challenges that arise, are a failure in airmanship, a failure in our professionalism, a failure, as I described to you before, in our house. A house that has a foundation built upon core values, a roof that covers us with professionalism, strong walls of heritage and customs, and the space that we operate in the Airman's Creed. And when those things grow weak, they fail. But you do not. 2 weeks ago, I stood out here and I expressed my trust in each and every one of you to do the right thing, to be great airmen. And you did not disappoint. We have not had any problems, any discipline issues, and you have risen to the challenge once again. You continue to demonstrate qualities, a hallmark of airmanship that make our country, our military service, great. So today, as a thanks and my appreciation for your continued greatness, for your aspirations to be a better airman every day, a small token of appreciation. First of all, the Vandenberg will be open tonight, as it always is, for non-training day. But there will be no cover charge this evening. The curfew will be extended to midnight. The Vandenberg will remain open till midnight. Probably not the part that's going to make you excited, though. Additionally, we're going to offer free non-alcoholic drinks for our alcohol awareness month. The Fishbowl is also supporting with extended hours this evening to give you an alternative location to enjoy each other's fellowship. But as I said, it's probably not the part that's going to make you excited. Additionally, there's no PT tomorrow. To attend one of those two venues. So I encourage you to get out there tonight, share the pleasure with your fellow airmen, enjoy the third rewards of your efforts, of your continued development and professionalism that makes me so proud. Remember, we are airmen. We stand shoulder to shoulder with one another, protecting not only our nation, but our fellow airmen. I cannot express enough my gratitude that you understand these values, understand the core values, and exercise. Thank you. Thank you everybody for attending today, and let's get on with the rest of the parade.
Thank you, Colonel Tomby. parade, Colonel Tomby has asked Master Sergeant Lockhart to join him in the honor of reviewing troops, as this will be his last parade as Superintendent of Military Training. And now, passing in review, the Commander of Troops, Airman First Class Oscar Tejas from Tucson, Arizona, and his staff. VA Group Commander, Airman First Class Jacob Kono from Palmdale, California, and his staff. The 334th AMAS, led by Airman First Class Sean Dostey from Bodenham, Maine. First Sergeant Airman First Class Nicole Moriano. The 334th BMAS, led by Airman First Class Robert Barnes from Little Rock, Arkansas. First Sergeant Airman First Class Bronte Jeffries. The 334th CMAS, led by Airman First Class Carlton Cotton from Marianna, Florida. First Sergeant Airman First Class John Purvis. The 334th DMAS, led by Airman First Class Tiffany Test from Geneva, Illinois. First Sergeant Airman First Class Brandon Johnson Farmer. The B Group Commander, Airman First Class Calvin Shevchek from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, and his staff. The 335th AMAS, led by Airman First Class Kiera Patton from Hammond, Louisiana. First Sergeant Airman First Class Douglas Teeters. The 335th BMAS, led by Airman First Class Tyler Gerler from St. Charles, Missouri. First Sergeant Airman First Class Aaron Wolak. The 335th CMAS, led by Airman First Class Jake Hansen from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. First Sergeant Airman First Class James Olavison. The 335th DMAS, led by Airman First Class Tara Rhoda from Morrilton, Arkansas. First Sergeant Airman First Class Jessica Hartline. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the colors pass in review and remain standing until the state flags have passed you. The C Group Commander, Airman First Class Anna Ahumada from Riverside, California, and her staff. The 336 Military Training State Flag Match, led by Airman First Class Ryan Kograda from Tallahassee, Florida. First Sergeant Airman First Class Jacob Whalen. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The 336 BMAS, led by Airman First Class John Paul White from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. First Sergeant Airman First Class Radar and Dean. The 336 CMAS, led by Airman First Class Brittany Tennant Merchant from Toutle, Washington. First Sergeant Airman First Class John D. Santos. The 336 DMAS, led by Airman First Class Nicholas Stamp from Shelby, North Carolina. First Sergeant Airman First Class Scott Yamamoto. The D Group Commander, Airman First Class Timothy Bryant from Gunnison, Colorado. The 338 DMAS, led by Airman First Class Devin Earn from Moore, Oklahoma. First Sergeant Airman First Class Jordan Overby. The 338 BMAS, led by Airman First Class Eric Seiss from Duluth, Minnesota. First Sergeant Airman First Class Deja Harris. The 338 CMAS, led by Airman First Class Wesley Escalante from Ogden, Utah. First Sergeant Airman First Class Lauren Darlington. And the 338 DMAS, led by Airman First Class John Todd Van Hoed from Columbus, Georgia. First Sergeant Airman First Class Joseph Frederick. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of our official party and distinguished guests. Musical support for this evening's parade was provided by the Keesler Air Force Base Blue Knight Drum and Bugle Corps under the field direction of Airman First Class Natalie Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you for attending and have a great day.